Hello, welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard, this is Shadow Camping. Today I'm on a different piece of woodland. It's quite a mixed woodland actually. There's fir trees, sorry. There's some oak, some ash, beech, all sorts. But it's not a woodland that's been massively maintained. So luckily for me, there's loads and loads of standing deadwood. I've got my one Tigress backwoods bungalow with me today. So I've never put it up before, so I'm not going to bore you with me getting it wrong. I'll put it up and then I'll come back to you. So there we have it. The backwoods bungalow is set up. There was a bit of head scratching went on, but I haven't used poles. I've just suspended it from the trees because there are plenty of trees here and there's no overhead concerns. As regards my sleep system tonight, I've got, it's a bit different from most people who sleep on the floor. I've got a DD hammock underquilt, which I'm going to put down on the bottom. And then because, as you saw in the last video, I was chasing my mat around the tent, I've got my brand new Enlightened Equipment Enigma sleeping quilt, which I'll show you in a minute. So the camp's set up now. Well, this is the Climate static mat, the Velux one. As I said, this is the one that I was chasing around the tent, the larvae in the last video. This is my new toy. I've always had a bit of a problem with the elephant's foot sleeping bags. I'm quite a big person, so I'm 6 foot, just under 6'4", I weigh about 17 stone sometimes, and I get claustrophobic because I can't get to the zip in time, and so I've been looking for something, and this I think is hopefully going to be the answer. I do as you know, hammock camping, but this thing is supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread, and it's a down-filled one. It's a 4 seasons one, so it's supposed to go down to I think -12. But I'm not sure about the insulation that the Climate will give me. So as I said earlier, I've brought the DD underquilt for a hammock because I'm going to put that under the mat and then kind of wrap it around myself. Well, that's the theory anyway, so I'll put it all together and we'll see how it looks. So before I light the fire, I'm just going to put some of these, they're actually wind deflectors, or wind shields, but use them as a fire reflector. Interestingly, well, they've got 3 up there now, as you can see. The stakes that are holding up, they were holding trees up, but some of the trees are now about 12-14 inch diameter, so they must be a hardwood, maybe oak or something, to have lasted that long. A bit of Old Faithful. boiling, and just before anyone thought it couldn't get any stranger, I know I've got a bit of a mountain man appearance at the moment. I know it's going to be cold tonight, and I didn't want to get a cold face, so I grew some fluff on it. But anyway, a Starbucks caramel latte. That's nice. It's gone nice and frothy. How's about that then? Starbucks in the woods. As I'm out again today, I thought it would be a worthwhile exercise to explain what I do about water, because there are quite a few times you go out and you can't find water, or not reasonable drinking water. So I bought myself an MSR Guardian, which is, unlike a water filter, it's a water purifier. I bought it about 18 months ago, just before the coronavirus thing kicked off, and I've used it regularly ever since. So what I'm going to do now is just show you how I use it. As you can see from this water, there is absolutely no way you would drink that unless you had some sort of a filter or purification. There seems to be a lot of cow spit in it. So I'm going to get organised and then we'll make some drinking water. So the MSR Guardian has two long pipes on it, which are the bits that you put into the water. It then has a clean cap, and whenever you take the clean cap off, you make sure you put it somewhere where it's not going to get dirty or contaminated. Now, the nice thing about this is it directly attaches to an Nalgene bottle. And the trick is not to do it too tight. So that's what you end up with. Dip the end in the water like that, and then you just start pumping. And part of it is it flushes the filter out with some of the water, I think 25% of the water. But it's really quite quick to do, and you can see it's really quite scummy water. You wouldn't want to drink that without one of these things. So there you go. And that's a Nalgene bottle full of completely clear water. What I'll do is I'll take this out and then I'll show you the water. Hopefully you can see that that's really, really clean and clear. And just to prove to any naysayers, just undo this. And drink it. Absolutely perfect. And you wouldn't have thought that that would come from that scummy cow drinking trough, would you? Brought my Petromax FT3 with me today. I'm just going to put it over here just to start warming up before I move on to the next. I'm going to put the oil on now. I'm using an organic rapeseed oil. I don't know if you can see that. Rapeseed takes the heat quite well, whereas some of the other oils turn a bit nasty. So, and it's deep frying this. So. I had a few questions the last time I deep fried something, which was what did I do with the oil? Quite simple. You let it cool down. I've got a little funnel, and then I put it back into the bottle that I brought it in. So I'm going to let that heat up. In the meantime, I've got to get the rest of it ready. So I've got my small kitchen knife today. Yeah. The other thing that I brought today is my bushcraft mandolin. So this cuts it really finely. And you can't do that with a bushcraft knife. Word of warning, if you do get one of these, I've had a couple of the tops of my fingers off with them. They can be a bit nasty, but there you go. So, on with a tomato. And you just... that should be enough. All it is, it's quite simple. It's a really, really sharp blade. It's like you get on a craft knife. And then this part has a variable depth, so you can go make it thicker or thinner, and you can lock it up so that it doesn't cut your stuff apart when you're transporting it. There is one of these things which you can stick into your food and it grips it and works like a guide, but it wasn't needed for these. They're way away from my fingers. I learnt the other day what Po-Boy comes from. It's apparently in America, the less fortunate people used to have a cheese and ham roll, and it was called a Po-Boy. And then it was probably hijacked by the more affluent, who then put exotic things like prawns, shrimps, oysters, and so on into it. I want to do a dredge for the prawns, so I need to crack an egg. Okay, so I want to coat the prawns in panko breadcrumbs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip them in the egg and then dip them in the breadcrumbs. I think the oil is up to temperature now, so I'll just pop this out of the way. And we get some of these prawns. And just gently. It won't take long either. Certainly don't take long, do they? Can't be more than 30 seconds really, which is really quite simple. Very nicely. So those are done. So I've got my baguette and I've cut it open, and I've got a bit of Nando's, where have you gone? Nando's peri peri mayonnaise. It needs to have a little bit of heat and moisture to it. And then what we do is we assemble the po' boy. So you put the prawns in. They're supposed to be nicely stuffed, so and some lettuce, some tomato, and some of the red onion. And this is why you need to have it finely sliced. So you put a fair bit in and it's not actually going to be overpowering. And then you try and put it all together again, like that. And that apparently constitutes a shrimp po' boy. So this is where I try and eat it. I need a flip top head for this one. That's good. That mayonnaise really brings out the flavours. I'm pretty positive I'm going to get it all over my face, so I'm going to eat it and then I'll come back to you. Well, I don't mind telling you that that was absolutely fantastic, that po' boy. It was really, really tasty. Thoroughly recommend it. It's dead easy to do as well. Those prawns were cooked in no time whatsoever. A little bit of prep, but not too much. That's okay. So yeah, now I'm all cosmopolitan. I'm going Starbucks again. Gonna have another one of these caramel lattes, because they are really rather nice. So yes, done the washing up, tidied up. The oil's not cooled down properly yet. I might leave that till the morning and do that in the morning. The sun's setting and the sky is relatively clear, so there might well be a frost tonight. And hopefully I should be lovely and toasty. Those heat reflectors are fantastic as well. I could almost be down to my mankini in there. Anyway, I'm going to have my chocolate and then I'll come back. Well, it's getting on a bit now. It's about 9:45, I think. So I'm going to hit the hay in a minute. I must say, today has been really, really nice. This fire reflector gives so much heat out, and that po' boy was delicious. You need to try that, the bushcraft po' boy. So, as I said, I'm off to bed, and I'll see you in the morning. So, good morning everyone. Last night was a chilly night. I think it dropped below freezing. There's quite a reasonable frost outside. I feel quite energised for the amount of time that I spent chasing my mat around the tent again. I had clipped my sleeping quilt around it, but because it's a wide mat, it had actually spread the sleeping mat out the sleeping quilt out too much. So I clipped the sleeping quilt under me, and that was it really. The mattress was off. I think it may be because of those little segments in it. But anyway, I think I should be changing that. But the Enlightened Equipment quilt is fantastic. That was absolutely brilliant. There's no way I would have been that warm in a normal sleeping bag that I've ever had. I didn't shut the flap on the backwards bungalow, or it's a baker tent really, isn't it? So I didn't shut that. But no, it was a really nice night. The sun's come up, beautiful, crisp autumn morning. So it's time now to go and get some wood and make a cup of tea because it's quite parky. full English in a sandwich. Little something to go with it on the Starbucks theme, another caramel latte. Well, I've taken the backwards bungalow down now. I've got somewhere I've got to be this afternoon, but I'm leaving the tarp up because I'm coming back out again. But I can't face another night chasing that mat round the tent. I think I did 3 laps around there. I overtook the rucksack twice. I'm coming back up later and I'm going to bring my Hennessy 4 Seasons hammock back up with me. Because I think I might get a more comfortable night's sleep, and also the mat is contained within there, so I shouldn't be chasing that around all night. So thank you very much for watching. Please do comment, subscribe, tick the bell button, and hopefully I'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.